Good evening. This is Akashvani. I'm Anuja Kumar with the World News. The headlines. President Draupadi Murmu inaugurates 8th session of International Solar Alliance in New Delhi, stresses need to take urgent steps to combat climate change. Heavy rainfall lashes coastal districts of Andhra Pradesh as landfall of cyclone Montha begins. Red alert issued for 19 districts of Andhra and 5 districts of Odisha. Talks between Afghanistan and Pakistan at Istanbul to broker a long-term truce end without resolution. In Kenya, 12 people feared dead as aircraft crashes in Kwale. And US government shutdown disrupts air travel, delaying thousands of flights. And now the news in detail. President Draupadi Murmu has stressed on the need to take urgent and concrete steps to address climate change, stressing that it is affecting the entire world. Delivering a keynote address at the 8th session of the International Solar Alliance ISA Assembly in New Delhi today, the President highlighted that India is committed to combating climate change and is taking determined steps in this direction. Noting the International Solar Alliance's remarkable progress globally, the President emphasized that the next step should be deeper inclusivity, ensuring that no woman, farmer, village or small island is left behind in the solar revolution. She also mentioned that civilizations in India and across the world have long revered the sun as the ultimate source of life and energy.
The ISA represents a significant step towards addressing this global challenge by encouraging the adoption and use of solar energy. Solar energy is a rediscovery of an ancient truth, that is sun is the most democratic source of energy, accessible to all and belonging to none. The Solar for All initiative of the Government of India is based on this concept.
Coastal districts of Andhra Pradesh are witnessing heavy rainfall and powerful winds as the landfall process of cyclone Montha commenced near Kakinada. It is expected to cross Andhra Pradesh coast between Machilipatnam and Kalingapatnam around Kakinada as a severe cyclonic storm. The system will take another 3 to 4 hours to fully cross the coast. The India Meteorological Department, or IMD, has issued red alerts for 19 coastal districts, warning of extremely heavy rainfall, flooding and possible storm surges. Our Vijayawada correspondent has filed this report.
The cyclone is currently battering areas near Kakinada with wind speeds ranging between 90 and 100 km per hour. Heavy to very heavy rainfall is expected to continue through the night and into the early morning. Nellore district has recorded the highest rainfall so far. Montha is affecting 400 mandals across 22 districts. The state government has set up nearly 500 control rooms and 1200 relief centers, moving about 75,000 people to safer shelters. Road, rail and air services have been suspended in affected areas. Authorities have issued mobile alerts to 3.6 crore people, urging them to stay indoors and remain vigilant. Allu Murli, Akashvani News, Vijayawada.
In Odisha, heavy rainfall continues to lash the southern districts as severe cyclonic storm Montha begins its landfall. The IMD has issued red alert for heavy rainfall in 5 districts today. More from our correspondent.
The Odisha government has taken all necessary steps for a zero casualty in the state during the process of severe cyclonic storm Montha, which is likely to cross the southern districts of Odisha between late tonight and early tomorrow morning. The administration's focus is on Malkangiri, Koraput, Rayagada, Ganjam, Gajapati, Kandhamal, Kalahandi and Nabarangpur districts for the relief and rescue operations, which are most likely to be affected by Montha. Chief Minister Mohan Charan Majhi is also personally monitoring the situation after taking a high-level review meeting at Bhubaneswar today to assess the state's preparedness for the severe cyclonic storm. Meanwhile, Indian Railways have cancelled 61 trains and diverted few others. Fishermen have been advised not to venture into the sea till 30th of this month. The Indian Meteorological Department has issued red alert to Ganjam, Gajapati, Koraput, Malkangiri and Rayagada districts of Odisha for today. Prakash Das, Akashvani News, Bhubaneswar.
Meanwhile, the National Disaster Response Force has deployed 26 teams in 6 states and union territories in view of Cyclone Montha. In the Caribbean, Hurricane Melissa has rapidly strengthened into a dangerous Category 5 storm with winds of 175 miles per hour and is expected to strike Jamaica directly today. Forecasters warn of catastrophic flooding, landslides, and severe damage to infrastructure, leading to widespread power and communication outages. The storm has already claimed 7 lives and injured more than 10 people across Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and Jamaica. This is Akashvani giving you the world news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our X handle at AIR News Alerts. And for details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and download the News on AIR app. Talks between Afghanistan and Pakistan being held at Istanbul in Turkey to broker a long-term truce ended without a resolution by the end of the third day yesterday. The talks were aimed at reinforcing a fragile ceasefire following recent border clashes between the two countries that left dozens of soldiers and civilians dead on both sides. The current negotiations follow an earlier round hosted by Qatar, which led to a ceasefire deal between Islamabad and Kabul on the 19th of this month. Despite that agreement, exchanges of fire have continued. In Pakistan, 9 people, including 6 children, have died following a gastroenteritis outbreak in a village on the outskirts of Karachi. The deaths occurred over several days after residents consumed contaminated food and water during a funeral gathering last week. The incident underscores the worsening public health and sanitation conditions in the area. At least 19 people were injured after a 6.1 magnitude earthquake hit Turkey's western province of Balıkesir late last evening. Health Minister Kemal Memusoglu said most injuries occurred as people panicked and jumped from heights, with 15 victims currently receiving treatments in hospitals. Interior Minister Ali Yerlikaya reported 504 emergency calls, including 25 cases of building damage. At least 12 people are feared dead after a light aircraft crashed in Kwale County of Kenya this morning. The plane, which was reportedly carrying tourists, crashed shortly after taking off from Diani en route to Kichwa Tembo in the Masai Mara. U.S. President Donald Trump has approved the first batch of missiles to be delivered to the Japanese self-defense forces for their F-35 fighter jets. Addressing U.S. troops aboard the USS George Washington at the Yokosuka Naval Base alongside Japanese Prime Minister, President Trump said the alliance between the United States and Japan is one of the most remarkable relationships. Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi said that the region faces an unprecedented security environment and that Japan and the U.S. would join hands to ensure peace and security in this region. In the United States, over 4,000 flights were delayed and about 118 cancelled as the 27-day government shutdown continues to disrupt air travel. Shortages of essential staff at airports and air traffic control towers have caused widespread delays, with about 13,000 controllers and 50,000 Transportation Security Administration officers working without pay. A high-level Ethiopian delegation is on a week-long visit to India to study the operational model and implementation strategies of the National Rural Livelihoods Mission. Ministry of Rural Development said that the 5-day visit will provide first-hand insights into mission's evolution. And in ICC Women's ODI World Cup, England will take on South Africa in the first semi-final in Guwahati tomorrow. Akashvani will broadcast live commentary of first semi-final encounter from 2:30 p.m. till the end of the match in both English and Hindi. And now, before we close, here are the highlights of the bulletin. President Draupadi Murmu inaugurates 8th session of International Solar Alliance in New Delhi, stresses need to take urgent steps to combat climate change. Heavy rainfall lashes coastal districts of Andhra Pradesh as landfall of cyclone Montha begins. Red alert issued for 19 districts of Andhra and 5 districts of Odisha. Talks between Afghanistan and Pakistan at Istanbul to broker a long-term truce end without resolution. In Kenya, 12 people feared dead as aircraft crashes in Kwale, and U.S. government shutdown disrupts air travel, delaying thousands of flights. That concludes tonight's World News Bulletin. For more updates, stay tuned to Akashvani. Good night.